So hello dosto, how are you? I think you are doing well. Okay, I hope you are good. Okay, so in this video we'll talk some examples. Okay, and we'll practice examples related to operators. Okay, and in the previous video we have already discussed the theoretical part and use some basics example of that operator. Okay, and now in this video we will discuss one by one operator and we use to perfect example. Okay, so let's move to console. Okay, so in the previous video, first move to console. In the previous video you have discussed operator. Okay, how many types of operator? Arithmetic operator, unary operator, assignment operator, logical operator, relational operator, and string concatenation operator. Okay, so these are operators we discussed in the previous video, and now we will uh, use all operators how to use. Okay, so move let's go to the console. Okay, open the console. Okay, so here we have opened that console, developer console. So you can open uh, the Chrome browser, and once you will press Control Shift I shortcut key button. This is the shortcut key, Control Shift I, to open the developer console. Okay, and once the console is open, so UI should be like look like this. You can see here. Okay, so this UI should be look like this. Okay, and you can see here that is the elements console source network. Okay, so we will discuss in any video that what is the elements, what is the use case element console, how to use. Okay, so first we are trying to discuss the basic things. Okay, so let's arrange this. Okay, and now, so first arithmetic operator. So arithmetic operator is a mathematical operation we use. Okay, so mathematical operation you can see na, to addition subtraction. So I think every programmer is aware about that mathematical operation. Okay, so we do not need to discuss more. Okay, so now let's discuss unary operators. So there are basically two unary operator. Okay, plus plus and minus minus, but also treat minus and plus single. Okay, so here if suppose we are using suppose var number is equal to minus 20. Okay, minus 20. So this minus will also called unary operator. Okay, so suppose here unary operator is a, no, types of mathematical arithmetic operator. So minus is also here unary operator. Okay, and if you are not putting minus, so its default value is positive, indicating that is a plus is hidden. Okay, in the mathematics we have already studied that. Okay, so that is a positive number. Okay, so let's discuss unary operator. Okay, plus plus and minus minus. Okay, there are two unary operator. Okay, so this is a symbol. Okay, that is saying unsuspected. Okay, I have entered here. So unary operator. Okay, so now we are using plus plus. Okay, so let's var number is equal to 10. Okay, so unary operator we can use the previous prefix and suffix. Prefix means before of the variable. Okay, and suffix means after of the variable. Means suffix, let's move to here, and any operator here, suffix as you double f I x. Suffix means like plus plus number. Okay, number is the variable, and pre sorry, suffix next, this is the prefix. Okay, prefix, suffix is after of the variable. Okay, so number is suppose number is the variable. Okay, and the prefix means we use before of the variable. Okay, so that is the prefix use, or that is the this is the suffix use. Okay, and that is a prefix. So you now you are aware about that prefix suffix. So first we are using a prefix. Okay, so we are number is equal to 10. Okay, so now what is the value of number 10? Okay, so suppose here we are using number prefix. Okay, yeah. So what will be the value now? This will C1 as well console dot log. Now value would be what? 11. Okay, so now here, so you can see here value would be 11. Okay, and so that is the prefix. Okay, and now suffix means suppose you are using number plus plus. Okay, and now C1 as well console dot log. Okay, so we are using what? Suffix means after of the number. Okay, so console log number is equal to 12. Okay, so now here now you are thinking, okay, might be you the thinking that okay, we are using plus prefix. Okay, of the variable, so getting number 11. Okay, that is increased by 1. Okay, now we are using suffix. Okay, then we are also increasing by 1. So what is difference between that? Okay, so yes, this is the difference between that. Okay, so suppose we are taking example, we are number is equal to 10. Okay, and we are is suppose here called number 1. Okay, number 2 is equal to 20. Okay, and now we are using sum is equal to, if you are using not and if you are not using any keyword, while keyword or let keyword or constant, so it is treating by default that is you are using variable, and it will treat it as a global variable. Okay, so this will, who will take care this will take care by the javascript controller. Okay, who is the javascript controller? That is the javascript virtual machine. Okay, so here number 1. Okay, plus prefix, sorry, suffix number 2. Okay, so can you assume what will be the value? Can you assume what will be the value of sum? So as well you console.log. Can you assume what will be the value of sum? That is the complex scenario of the unary operator. Can you assume? Might be you are correct. Okay, but here 10 plus 20 sum is equal to 20. So here will be what? 20, sorry, 30. 1, 10 plus 20 is equal to 30. So here would be 30. Okay, some value would be 30. But you are thinking some would be, might be thinking 32, might be some 31. But exact value will be 30. But how? Unary operator is not working here. You can see that sum is equal to 30. How? That is the hidden point of the unary operator. Okay, in the previous example we have used number 1 like this, number plus prefix number 1 also printing adding by 1, and if you are using suffix, so also printing adding by 1. So what is difference between that? So here now you are able to see the difference. Okay, but here is not increasing number 1 number 2. How? But let's sum is equal to now number 1 plus number 2. What will be the now? C1 as well console log. What will be, what would be the value of sum? Can you assume what would be? Might be correct, might be wrong. Can you think? It would be 30. No, it would be 32. But how? It is coming 32 hour. Same thing here, okay? And we have not used the prefix or suffix, but here printing 32, that is the magic of the unary operator, okay? So what will be prefix and suffix? Prefix means first it will prefix here, prefix means first the variable value will be increased and then that value would be assigned inside the variable. Suppose here we are using num is equal to 10, okay? And we are assigning in any variable like suppose sum, okay, is equal to plus number. So we are using prefix prefix unary operator, okay. So here first the number value would be increased by 1, okay, means the number value would be 11 and that 11 value would be assigned inside at the into the sum variable, okay. But if you are using suffix, okay, so if you are using suffix, so what would be happen? First the value should be assigned, okay, and then the number of variable what variable you are using, that value would be increased by 1, okay. So now might be clear, prefix the value should first increase and then that value would be assigned here, means what would be happen? It will number plus 1 means 10 plus 1 operation happened and then that value would be assigned sum. So now it would be 11. Okay. But here we are using suffix. Okay. So first the value would be assigned and then the unary operator will call and will be increased. Okay. So here the value would be 10 inside into in and assigned to the sum. So sum value would be 10, sum is equal to 10 and then number will be increased. So number now would be 11. So understand that in the prefix first the variable value would be increased then and then assigned into the variable, and suffix first the number value would be assigned and then number one increased by 1, okay. So that is the difference, okay. So here that same that is happening, number 1 is equal to 10, number 2 is equal to 20. So we are using a suffix unary operator. So first what will happen, first the 10 will assign here and 20 will assign here, operation will perform 30, okay. And so how it will work, first number one value, okay, 10, okay, assigned, okay. So here value would be 10 and then after number one will be increased by 1, but the value should be 10 to add, okay. And now here number 20 would be here and then after 10 and 20 is 30 and then number 2 is increased by 1, okay. So first that value would be assigned into the variable, okay, and then it would be increased in the suffix case. But prefix, so that here number 1 is equal to 10 and number 2 is equal to 30, okay, and then already increased by 1. So now number is value number value is 11 and number 2, so that we are adding here na, number 1 number 2 value is increased by 1, so that we are getting 32, okay. But suppose if you are using prefix, so here if you are using prefix, so what will happen output here, what will happen here, it will first it will increase, means number value will be increased. So 10 plus means 11, so 11 will be here, okay, means 11 plus here number 2, so number 2 prefix operator we are using unary operator, so first it will increase, so 20 1 20 plus 1, so what will be value, 21 plus 11 means 32. So here what would be our output? 32. Sorry, we have used this variable, okay. 11, 21, that is not syntax, okay. So it will first remove this one, okay. Okay. Now, so what will be the output here? 32. Okay, but in the previous case we have used suffix, so output is coming 30. Okay, so that is the base difference between a prefix and suffix unary operator. Okay, and suppose if you are using sum is equal to number 1 plus 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 mm, plus number 2. Okay, so what will be the output? Can you assume? And so LE console dot log. So can you assume what will be the output? Here variable number 1 is equal to 10, variable number 2 is equal to 20. So here what will be output? Can you assume? We are using here suffix and we are using here prefix. So what will output? Here we are using suffix. So what will happen? First the value would be assigned here 10. Okay, 10 plus, then it will increase by 1. Okay, so value would be assigned, then after it will increase by 1. So value would be here 10, not 11. Here sub prefix, so first value will be increased and then after it will assign. So value 20, so first it will increase, so it will increase first by 1, so 20 is equal to 21. Okay, so now here output would be 31. Okay, 31, and console. Okay, this is the sum, this is the number 1, sorry, number 1, this is the number 2, number 2. So now what will be the output? Sum would be 31, but sum here print sum would be 31 here, and number 1 would be 11 and number 2 would be 21. So you can see now sum 31, number 1 is equal to 11. Okay, that is the we are adding here now, so that it is not printing correctly. Okay, no problem. Now let's execute one more time. No problem. So you can see that sum is equal to 31, number 1 11 and number 2 21. So you can think that number 1 is 11, number 2 is 21, so but sum is 31. How? You can now we are using here suffix. So first value will be assigned, then after the value increase. So first the value is assigned 10 and then after we increased number 1, so that here number 1 we are getting 11 and here 10, and first here will be increased, then 20 increased by 1, so 21 plus 10 is equal to 31. So that we are getting. Okay, so that is the magic of the unary operator. Okay, so that is the difference between, and that is very important for the interview perspective. Okay, so now you can think now about that prefix, suffix, and uh, how it working. Okay, and there is one unary operator, negative unary operator. Okay, so now let's here number 1, number 2. Okay, and same we are using suffix, unary operator, then prefix. So what will happen? Same it will work. First that value would be assigned 10 here, and then after it will decrease by 1. So here value would be 10 and here 20. First we are using prefix now. So here first it would be mm, decrease by 1 and then that value would be assigned here. Here first value would be assigned, number 1 value would be assigned, and then after value would be decreased. Okay, so here value 10, here value 19. Okay, so what will be the output? 10, 19, 29. So here output would be 29. Okay, and number one would be 9 and number two would be 19. Okay, so now output you can see sum 29, number one 9 and number two. So that is prefix suffix. Okay, suppose we are using second example. It is not here using, we are using suffix. So what will be output? It first that value would be assigned 10 here first, then here number two the value would be assigned, and then after it will increase one by one. Okay, so here 10, 20 is equal to 30, and value would be minus. Okay, then here number one, number two 9 and 19. Okay, so here you can see na number one 10, number two. Okay, then 20 plus 30, 20 plus 10 is equal to 30 here, and number one minus. So you can think now, okay, 19 plus 9 is equal to 30. How? We are using the suffix. Okay, first the value would be assigned, and then after it will decrease. So here 10, here 20, 30. Okay, and then after increasing, decreasing. Okay, so decrease the number one and number two, so that 9 and 19. Okay, so and if you are using prefix here, prefix, sorry, prefix, prefix. So what would be output? First the value would be decrease by 1, and then that value. So here 10, number 1 is 10, decreased by 1, so 9. Okay, so here value would be 9, and here value would be first, we are using prefix unary operator. So here value would be first decreased by 1, so 20 decreased by 1 means 19. So here 9 plus 19 is equal to 9 plus 19 is equal to 28. So sum is equal to 28, and number one would be 9, number two would be 20. Okay, so here sum is equal to 28, number one 9, number two. Okay, because here using the prefix. So first that value would be decreased by 1, and then that value would be assigned as at the place of number 1 minus minus number 1. And here number 2 we are using a prefix unary operator. So first the number 2 value decreased by 1, and then that value will be assigned. So 20 decreased by 1 means 19. So here value minus number 2 value would be 19, minus number 1 value would be 9. Okay, so so 9 plus 19 is equal to 28. So that we are getting 28, and that value is decreased by 1. So number is 9, number 2. So that is the unary operator. Okay, that example. Let's discuss one more example. Here we are using plus plus. Okay, so what would be output here? What would be the value of number minus minus number 1? So here number 1 is 10. So value minus number 1, what would be, is equal to 9. Okay, and then plus plus number 2 would be plus number 2 would be 21. Okay, because we are using prefix, so value is 21. So 9 plus 21 would be 30. Okay, so 30 value would be 9, 21. So you get 39, 21. Okay, so that is the example of unary operator. Okay, so you can think. Okay, and if you have any doubts, any questions related to that, so you can ask. Okay, let's take one more example. Okay, here minus suffix unary operator, and here suffix. Okay, so what will be the number one value? Number one value would be what? Here number one is equal to 10. So first the value would be assigned, and then after the value would be decreased by 1. Okay, so here number one value would be 10. Okay, and number one value now would be 9. Okay, So here would be 10, number 1 plus. Number 2, number 2 plus is equal to what? Number 2 is 20. So we are using suffix. So first that value would be assigned and then after we'll increase. So number 2 plus would be 20 and now number 2 is equal to 21. Okay. So here what would be number 2? 20. Okay. So 20 plus 10 is equal to 30. So sum is equal to 30 and number 1 is equal to what? Number 1 9 and number 2 what will 21. Okay. So let's move to check output. So you can say 30 sum is equal to 30, number 1 is equal to 9, number 2 is equal to 21. Okay, so that is the basic difference between unary negative unary number and positive unary number. Okay, so if you have any questions related to that, you can ask. Okay, you can add in the comment box. Okay, so that's all. Thank you again. Bye.